Dre, obviously you shared the ball pretty well today. I guess what is it about this team that makes it so easy to do that? It seems like everybody can do a little bit of everything, and you today were, like I said, sharing it pretty well.
Thank you. Like you said, everybody could do a little bit of everything. So it's kind of easy when I got shooters, I got people that can cut to the rim, I got finishers. We got, like you said, people all around. So it's easy to share the ball. It's easy to see the open person, and I just give it to them, and they go ahead and score. So.
Aijha, you guys had played back-to-back ranked teams. What was the focus in getting ready for Houston after those two back-to-back games?
I think just staying poised and just keeping the main thing. I always say that, but I just think our focus is really good, not looking too much of ahead and not looking back. So next game mentality.
And I think you had match your career or match your season high. So just kind of what went into that kind of hot streak for you?
I don't know, just coming off the bench, I had to adapt, of course, but just bringing energy when we need it off the bench, that was my main focus today. So.
Dre, I wanted to talk about Aijha. Obviously, she's not at the podium, but how stoked were you guys for her when she got that free throw? I saw the bench; it was pretty live over there.
Oh yeah, we were super excited. It was a little bit of talking going on, a little bit of chirping. So we were super excited. Our bench, we love cheering for each other. So we already knew what was coming. We knew she needed to hit the free throw. So we was just super excited.
Kind of going along with that, obviously she's been really good for your bench this year. Kind of what's her impact been coming into this program and just being kind of that spark plug?
Man, she brings a big impact. A lot of teams, when they go to their bench, they kind of dip off. We don't have no dip off. When she comes in, she just keeps it going. She brings the energy defensively. She scores for us. Offensively, she can pass the ball as well. So she just brings a lot of good energy. She's somebody that could start for us as well. So, just knowing that we can have more than one person coming off the bench that's a starter for us. Like I said, she just brings that energy and that dog mentality. So.
This for Dre. Obviously, against TCU, y'all didn't get off to a great start. Was that a big emphasis today?
Yeah, we kind of didn't really think about that. But I think for us, TCU game, we just didn't come off to a big start. It was a new gym, a new stadium, so we had to get used to shooting that ball. But in the second half, we came back, and again, we just that's something that we harp on, just having good energy, shooting the ball well. That's something that we can do. And like I said before, everybody can get hot, anybody can score. So if one person's not hitting, we pass it to the next person. They probably gonna hit, and if they don't hit, we got 3 more people that can hit. So we just go down the line and have fun.
Hey guys, in the back, just kind of open up for both of y'all. All your games this season, most of them have just been dominating victories, being undefeated. How do you keep that motivation going, that chip on your shoulder as we go deeper into the season?
I think for us, just kind of what she said before, just staying poised and knowing who we are. We kind of just try to make sure no matter who we're going against, we play Baylor basketball, and we harp a lot on defense. Our defense makes our offense go, honestly. I mean, like, we can score the ball, but defense, when we play really good defense, we are super excited. We have a great time. We have good energy, and it's fun. So, honestly, I think our biggest thing is just being able to defend all the time against anybody.
Aijha, I think I saw you tweeted the Foster feels different. Did it feel different again today? I know second game playing here, but was there any difference?
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like our 6th man is right on the court with us, honestly. It's so intimate, it's so loud. Sometimes you can't even think, but it's easy to engage with the crowd, get the crowd hyped. So I like to do that type of stuff.
Yeah, facts. She's definitely a hype person, so she definitely looks forward to all that.
I'll start with Aijha. For her to kind of score like she did at Ohio and then kind of come in here and embrace her role off the bench and finally get to that 1,000-point mark, what does that say about her as a person and a teammate and all of it?
Yeah, first of all, she's so fun to coach. A pretty emotional kid, but she wants to do what you want her to do, and she's embraced this program, she's embraced this team, she's embraced winning. It's fun to score, but it's more fun to win. And I think anyone that's been on both sides of the coin would tell you. Like, Aijha has been so efficient for us this year because she plays alongside really good players, and she doesn't force things. And you can see why, to me, the fourth quarter looked like she was back at Ohio just trying to do too much. And that was on me because I was trying to get her to 1,000 here at home, in front of our crowd. But it's always even painful for me because I know what an explosive athlete she is and I know how good she is. But I always want us to look good. I want ball movement. I want player movement. And when everybody in the gym looks like they know what you're trying to do and how you're trying to do it, her points come pretty organically, when she drove to the rim. I tried to run some plays for her, and it seemed like every time I ran a play for her, they just loaded up, and the decision should have been pass it, but we're trying to get her that number, and so then you don't do the things that you've done all year to be so efficient. So I'm happy we can move on from that, but super proud and grateful that she chose Baylor, and she's been so impactful for us off the bench, and she's embraced that role and makes us better and makes us different.
Nicki, another one off the bench was Aijha. Is she getting closer to full strength? And was it intentional coming into the game? I think you only played a couple of players over 22 minutes. Was that kind of intentional coming in or not?
No. I think it was feel of the game. We jumped on them early, which allowed me to go to the bench early. And I think it's I never feel like we're going to win by 30. I just don't. I think our league's too good. I have too much respect for Houston. I was worried about their press. I think it says a lot about our players that they respect us enough to not press us. Because I think when they're at their best, they're up in your grill. They're denying one pass away. They're trapping you at half court. And so when we didn't see that and we could kind of freely run offense, I was surprised, honestly, by that because I think they really can turn the volume up. And, I don't feel like a lot of our turnovers were like self-inflicted rather than being caught in a bunch of traps. But I think they can create, and it goes to show you based on like points off turnovers because so often for them, they create turnovers. Their turnovers create paint points. Their paint points, they get downhill. They get to the foul line. So we knew wins and losses. It was rebounding, paint points, and free throws. And so, those were our key focuses. And I don't take anyone for granted. So I'm never thinking in a conference game that I'm going to get to play all of my bench. But certainly as the game unfolded, I asked Sarah if she wanted to play in the fourth quarter, because I thought she'd earned the right for me to ask her that question. I really didn't want her to play because I think as much rest as I can get for her, that's great. But I also know she played 13 minutes. And so I would have played her 4 or 5 minutes in that fourth quarter if she had wanted to go. But I think she was comfortable and excited to see her teammates get opportunity.
Yeah, Coach, just speaking off that, resting some of your players like Sarah, you still had 5 players in double digits, so it's a good problem to have. Probably, you could start at least 8, 9, maybe 10 of your players. So, how is that going to look kind of moving forward, and, what do you think it's going to look like the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think it depends on the game. I feel like that first group executed at such a high level offensively. Now, I challenged them at halftime. I thought we gave up too many threes. I thought we gave up too many threes to good three-point shooters, or at least high-volume three-point shooters that we really respected coming into the game. Blair lit us up for over 20 when we played them in Cancun a couple years ago, and so certainly had great respect for her ability to put the ball in the basket, and just thought we let her walk into some shots that we shouldn't have. And I think it's easy when you're flowing offensively to not always feel like, all right, if we can score 3 and give up 2, but I don't want us to ever have that mentality. And so, I think this is a team full of really talented players, and I love giving players opportunity, but it always comes down to seizing opportunity. You get it, and it's not, I told them at halftime, it's not about as much as I enjoy coaching the offensive side of the ball and have embraced it as a head coach. At my core, maybe I'm a little Dave Aranda because I spent most of my career as a defensive coordinator. So I'm always going to lean into the defensive side, and if you come in and, like, I thought at Texas, I thought today, I thought Madison was really solid defensively. That's what I want to see. It's not about how many points she scores. If she's rim running, she's setting good screens, and she's defending, she's going to continue to get minutes. And I think that's really important. Like, it's not about all the time scoring. It's about being really intentional about knowing your scout and taking away certain things. And so I'm still always evaluating. I don't care what the score is. Are we making good basketball plays? And that was the tough part about the fourth for me, is that group out there was still a really, really good group. But we were working so hard to get the ball to Yaya that we were missing other open opportunities that normally we would just take. Danae would have taken some shots that she turned over. Jana would have taken some shots. I think we didn't necessarily play. And that's a testament to Yaya's teammates wanting to see her accomplish it at home as well. But I want to play good team basketball all the time.
Coach, these 2 games at Foster Pavilion, dominating wins, but now you're getting ready to hit the road for the first time of the new year. What's that adjustment like of being, at a high of having a new arena now to going on the road?
Yeah, I think I'm just grateful. I mean, we've had a tough 8-day stretch at Texas. A week ago today, we were just leaving Austin, and I think I said it the other night. I know I felt it. I think our team is excited as they were. I think they felt the pressure of the opener and wanting to play well and play against a good opponent. And so I think starting 3-0, having a 3-0 week, I think we'll all enjoy the day off tomorrow. And by that, it means I'll watch a lot of Kansas tape, but I'll do it from my couch. And so I think that, we've always focused really well on the road. It's the thing that I've appreciated about quite frankly, every player I've had since I've been here is I think sometimes when you take players on the road, even now when they're not in school, you get a different focus. There's less distractions on the road, and you dial into game plan and you rest more. You really do. I mean, you rest, you hydrate. We're in control of their recovery time and things like that. So it's part of the game. You protect home court and you go steal them on the road, and I think we're good enough to go win on the road. And so Kansas 0-3 to start the season, really, really surprised by that. Think they're a really talented veteran roster, a little slim. But I think they have the ability. They're a little, to me, like TCU was coming in here, where they're good at all 5 positions. They're veteran. They have a freshman of the year candidate that's their 5th starter, and then I think Iowa State's the youth movement. They had a lot of transfers out, but I think they're really starting to come together. Emily Ryan's getting healthy, and that's a really tough place to play. So really good challenge for this team to continue to play well and find ways to win and play good team basketball.
Nicki, you had 24 assists today. It's kind of typical, I guess. Why is this such a good passing team?
I think they're a good passing team because we're a good spacing team. When you put 5 people on the floor that can score, Bugs is actually a capable 3-point shooter, but she's always surrounded by 4 people who can shoot the 3, which allows her to slash and play at the rim. I think our bigs are more big guard-ish, so they have the ability to play off the bounce a little bit. They can shoot it. They can create space. And so I thought a big part of the early part of the game was, Dre, I think, had 5 early assists in the game, and it was a slip past the Bugs because they were switching 1 through 4. She made a good read there. It was transition, giving it up, and so I think they've learned to appreciate, obviously one of my favorite plays of the game, and I'm sure everybody's, maybe not the world's best decision by Jada to throw the long pass to Dre, really led her out of bounds, but an amazing save, amazing hustle play by Jada, and then the baseline drive drift to Sarah. You could see how excited they got because of how they shared the basketball. One, you want to reward your rim runner. Point guards always need to reward their rim runners. And so I think that's what Jada was thinking. Dre's running, I want to give it to her. But I think it's about making the right play, making the next best play. And I think we're getting so much better still as the season gets along. As good as we've been from the start, I think we continue to make strides. Like, Bella has been so hot at times this season that she hasn't always made the one more pass because she likes to shoot and she's pretty good at it. But I thought, even the last 2 games, she's done a really good job of seeing the rotation to the one more pass. She got an assist to Aijha in the last game. I think she got another assist today to Aijha or someone early. So just want them to think like that. I want them to always think good to great. Turn down a good shot, get a great shot. And so I think they feed off that energy of being a good passing team because you're always going to be a more efficient scorer if you shoot open shots.
Yeah, Nicki, kind of going along off of that, you said they get excited with plays like that. What's so special about this group, kind of the unselfishness about it? Maybe compared to teams that you've coached in the past, it seems like this group is super, super close.
They are, and I think they know, they're all really good individually, but they're all so much better collectively, and I think when you embrace that idea of, we have really, really talented players in our program, but maybe we don't have the number 2 pick in the WNBA draft this year. But, it was hard to guard Liz, but most people knew who I was going to go to in those situations. Now we play to the best matchup. We play to the hot player. We play, and, it means you have to be unselfish at times. There's no doubt that Sarah took a lot more shots last year. But right now, Sarah's being more efficient than she's ever been in her career, and she's just getting better and better at that. As quite frankly, I think she gets healthier and healthier coming off a long off season where she wasn't. But I think it starts with her. It starts with her and Aijha and Dre. And Dre's played in an NCAA tournament. Sarah doesn't know anything but the NCAA tournament, but Aisha's never played in an NCAA tournament. Like, as good as she was at Missouri, as many individual accolades as she has, she wants to win. She wants that experience. Yaya didn't make an NCAA tournament. And so, we've got some kids that are, I think, truly enjoying winning and, whatever that means. And it doesn't mean that they're 100% happy, that they don't score a few more points or don't get a few more rebounds, but I think they recognize that it can always be their turn the next time, and so I think that's really important. Bugs, I thought, played really well in the last game but didn't score a lot, and then all of a sudden this game, just to start the game, the flow of what we did, she was the one open. There was no Sedona Prince, in the middle of the lane there to like smack it all over the gym. And so, it's what does the defense give us? What are our opponent's strengths and weaknesses, and how do we take advantage of those? And so I think that's what this team continues to get better at, figuring out who we're playing, being us, but finding ways to be us based on who we're playing.